So, Stephen Bohannon, game.
Let's give this a go. My name is Stephen Bohannon. I'm going to talk about gaming today. Why we do it, where it came from, hopefully why we should do it moving forward. So, a long time ago, people gamed by stabbing each other with sticks and fighting and slideshow, getting naked and wrestling, I believe. But we have a competitive nature and we want to compete. And we've only come so far. Even with that, here's a Wii game. Fight Night Round 4. Now, I think that's a joke. I found it on the internet. You can't trust anything there. So we've refined it since then. We have boards, we have tiles, we have dice, we have, I believe that's Sumerian, Viking, and Egyptian, different ways to game. So we have good games and bad games. We've created a lot of them over the years. Here's one we all know to hate. Yeah. Monopoly is a game that everybody knows and everybody's played, but it's not that good. So we have avatars to represent ourselves. We have ways to track our progress. We have an economy. And we have some sort of randomization, cards and dice and whatnot. Risk and reward also. Here's a better game. It's all the same pieces. It's called Settlers of Catan. Germans do it much better. They thought it through and you don't want to pull your hair out by the end of it. So, but yeah, you can see economic and randomization and ways to mark your progress and whatnot represented here. Yahtzee is another great game. And you teach risk versus opportunity in Yahtzee to pick up those dice. You know, am I going to go for the straight? And you end up with this real keen sense of what you should or shouldn't do, and decisions are made, critical decisions, whether or not you're going to do well. So that brings us to the knife edge. That's a really cheesy photo of the moon and the Indian. But there's a sinuous edge that runs between the decisions we make and the decisions that we probably should have chosen differently. But how well do you know the rules and how well can you exploit them? Here's a deck of cards, and this is a game engine. You think about cards being 52 cards. You have 4 suits, you have 2 colors, you have numericals 2 through 10, and a hierarchy of face cards, and an ace. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. There's a lot of stuff you can do with dice. There's all kinds of things. Why did we choose randomness? So that we could simulate the things that we don't exactly have inherent in us and that we want to bring forward. So, give me a perception check, you. No. Here's some probability. So 1d6, d6 means a 6-sided die, and with only 1 die involved, you have the same chance to roll any of those numbers. This is more interesting than it sounds. I promise about right. Timing's off. But when you add 2 dice, then something interesting happens. The pyramid shows up, and you have a spike in the middle. A 7 is more likely to be rolled than anything else with 2 6-sided dice. And so you can start manipulating the dynamic of what you're trying to accomplish with these dice. Now, add a 3rd, and a bell curve comes out. So now the 10 and the 11 are spiked in the middle with, I believe it's 26-1 versus the 3 and the 18. So you can now create a game that moves toward that center space, really reward the 18, and, oh, this guy. It takes a lot of social currency. You need to convince people that, it's going to be fun, it's quick to learn, I promise. This guy needs friends. He needs some way to reach out. With from my cheap way. You don't have to have kittens in your pockets or look like these people to enjoy gaming. You really don't. There's a lot of social uplift that can happen because of it, and we can do a lot to teach people a lot of different social and critical thinking skills. We want to get to those. Togetherness. Hey, kids in India can do it. Let's do it here too. We can teach people to enjoy the social interaction across the table from someone else. Instead of the headset and the Xbox 360 talking to somebody in Japan, you can get away with a lot there. We can do it a lot better than this is probably on some teacher's shirt that they make their kids wear. Let's embed mathematics and gaming, teach it to them so that they think it's fun, and it is. But critical thinking also comes out of it. The natural 20, I love this. If only in real life there could be a 5% chance to accomplish absolutely anything you try. I love it. So optimism comes of this as well. Teaching kids how to see a rule set and game within it. Confidence. Hey, there's Ted again. And he really needs some friends, but maybe just through gaming we could turn him into the most interesting man in the world. Thanks so much. Let's talk more about gaming. Come join me for a board game sometime. I'd love it. Cheers.